Look at our beautiful new home. Yes, friends, we are no longer within the city of Philadelphia, but just a few short miles away in a lovely little town called Ridley Park. Good afternoon and welcome to the podcast. I'm Nick Drago. Today on the show, there's a new COVID test in town, and it could be a game changer, no pun intended, for the sports world. We're going to check in on the MLB and NHL bubble playoffs, and of course, the White Sox broke a record today. Find out, because friends, sports starts And welcome to the Sports Podcast with me, your host, Nick Drago. Yeah, you may have noticed I haven't exactly been present these last couple of weeks. Why is that? I'm going to be honest with you, friends. It's a bitch moving. It really is. It's been a lot of fun, though. I'm happy to be in our house. For those of you watching on our YouTube channel, you can see the ladder here behind me. That means hard work is being done. So eventually this place will look like a real studio. But for now, we got this little jamammer bammer. I am absolutely exhausted today. I was at a bachelor party up in Vermont. Beautiful little state, country, town. It's basically a different country up there. Let's face it, people. No, Vermont, loved it. We were in Brattleboro. I can never say that right. I'm sorry, friends from Vermont. But we had a good time. We went to a couple breweries and lovely. It was fun. But you know what else is fun? Sports. And talking about sports. You know, that thing I do every single week because I just enjoy doing it. So, let's talk some sports. First and foremost, the NBA and Yale may have done it. They may have found the testing breakthrough that the rest of the world needed. Apparently, the FDA has granted an emergency authorization for the public to begin employing a saliva-based test that is expected to significantly increase the availability, turnaround time, and affordability combating the coronavirus epidemic. This saliva testing for COVID thing could have a very quick turnaround time. It'll not only allow players to be tested before and after games, but fans as well. Yes, we could potentially be hearing about butts in seats at sporting events. Will the bubble burst? Maybe not right now. NFL's probably going to try it first. But we'll see what happens, because I'm sure these teams would love to be making some money. By the way, the NBA had its play-in game, and it was pretty darn cool. Trailblazers and Grizzlies, toe-to-toe. By the way, CJ McCollum was basically the... it was the Trailblazers that won that. I'm not sure if I made that clear or not. Trailblazers did win that game. So let's look at these matchups. You have the Minnesota Bucks taking on Orlando. The Bucks won all 4 games between these two teams. None of them happened in the bubble, but you know Milwaukee's going to come out strong, and I have to say they're probably going to win this in a landslide. Toronto taking on Brooklyn. The Raptors won 3 games against Brooklyn over the course of this season. Toronto, I think, is the better team. They got guys like they got some very good players. Now, they got Bam, they got Sykeem, I really like what Toronto's putting together right now, so I'm going to go with Toronto. I still pick them as possible champion this year. The Bruins on a different sport. The Celtics are taking on the 76ers. The Sixers won this season series 3-1. Neither of these teams played in the bubble, but I think the Celtics are the better team. Between Tatum, Rose, and of course Kemba, when you compare it to the Sixers and the fact that, of course, they lost two of their best players, and Embiid's not really playing, and Simmons is definitely out. So Sixers season's about to go down that drain. Celtics are definitely going to win this series. And then you got the Heat and the Pacers. I actually really like the Heat. The Heat beat Indiana in, they had two bubble games, and it was an even. The Heat won the first bubble game 114-92, and then the Pacers won the second one 109-92. I think they're two even teams, but I like what the Heat have put together. I like Jimmy Butler for sure, but Miami has a lot of young players as well, and if you want to hear my take on the Miami Heat and some of the other teams too, by the way, you should go check out our bubble preview from 2 weeks ago with Jorge Pajares. We kind of talked all that good over the last few weeks. Yes, playoff LeBron is a totally different person. I'm convinced they're going to go superhuman, but they got to get past Portland. And you know what? Portland could be the worst first round matchup for them. Yeah, if you're comparing star power here, McCollum and Lillard versus LeBron and Anthony Davis. Yeah, LeBron and Anthony Davis are the two more talented players, even though I just said McCollum should be like the MVP, or Lillard should be the MVP of this whole bubble thing. But, I think that Portland's going to give them a run for their money. Is this going to go 7 games? Nah, maybe it'll go 6. But that's more than you could expect from a number 1 versus an 8 seed in the NBA playoffs. Number 2 is the Clippers and the Mavericks. This is another matchup that could be exciting. Clippers won all 3 regular series matches, including one in the bubble, 126-111. I like Kawhi and Paul George. If they can get their chemistry working well together, this is a nasty combo. Plus, you have Patrick Beverley and probably the best bench in the NBA. The Clippers, to me, are the team to beat. Nuggets and Jazz. This is an unfortunate matchup because I don't particularly like either team to win a championship, but they both deserve their due. I'm going to go with Nuggets just for the sheer fact that they have the Joker on their team, and man, I think he's going to be a big game changer. Utah hasn't looked so great the last few weeks, although they did keep it close with Denver in the bubble. They had one game on August 8th. Denver won 134-132. And then our last matchup is the Houston Rockets and the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder do lead the season series, but it's the Rockets. they're going to outscore Oklahoma City. It's going to be exciting to see Chris Paul taking on his former teammate James Harden. I'm kind of excited for this. For that sheer reason, the fact that, nobody expected Oklahoma to even be here. Plus, it's Russell Westbrook, too, his former team that he's playing against. There's going to be a lot of emotion, I think, in that matchup. And while, it'll be some closer games than you'd think, I still believe the Rockets are the better team overall in this one. So I'm going with the Rockets for that. Sorry to the Memphis Grizzlies. They are now lottery bound, if you will, but necessary to have that play-in game. Let's look at the NHL. A couple of matches from this past weekend. Let's start from Saturday. So the Calgary Flames are currently winning their series against the Stars 2-1, and they actually won 2-0 on Friday. Oh, I'm a day off here. Whoops. Sorry, Calgary, the Stars tied the game today in overtime 5-4. Oh my goodness, what time zone is this? Bruins and the Hurricanes. Boston leads that series 2-1. Zdeno Chara took out one of the Hurricanes players the other day, Stechnikov. And while it's a brutal hit, he's off. He's going to be out. He was really messing with Chara the entire night, and you know what happens when you poke the bear. You just don't do it. Zdeno Chara proving why the Bruins are here. And we are going to talk about Tuukka Rask in a moment, and my favorite Mike Milbury. Hate that guy. Well, it's okay. We get to laugh at him. Colorado is leading their series against the Coyotes 2-1, although they did lose the most recent game 4-2 to the Coyotes. Tampa Bay is leading their series after beating the Blue Jackets 3-2. These guys are probably still tired from the 5 overtime game earlier this week. 5 overtimes? That's over 2 straight games of hockey. It's insane. Absolutely insane. My eyes are still bleeding. Golden Knights are leading their series 3-0 against the Blackhawks. Shocker there. They did win the most recent game 2-1. The Islanders, now this is a real unironic shocker. Islanders are beating the Capitals 3-0 in their series. They did the same thing to Pittsburgh last year. They shut them out in the first round, won all 4 games, moved on. They're doing it to the Capitals. All those Caps fans last year that laughed at the Penguins. Who's laughing now? Probably still you, because we lost to an even worse team this year. Darn it, Penguins. It's all right. We're getting there. We talked about the Stars. By the way, Golden Knights and Blackhawks are playing again tonight. I didn't realize they had such a quick turnaround. They're playing again tonight. Blackhawks are leading that game 2-1. It's the third period. That game will probably be over by the time this podcast is on the interwaves. And the Flyers and Canadiens. Flyers are winning that series 1-2. I'm sorry, it's 1-1 in the series. Flyers are currently winning their game 1-0. Canadiens are fast. They know how to bully a good team. So, yeah, I'm not shocked that they're giving the Flyers some trouble, although the Flyers did look amazing in the first few rounds of the playoffs. So, I don't know. Who knows how this is going to turn out. The other matchup we didn't get to talk about is the Blues and the Canucks. Vancouver's leading that series 2-0 against the defending champs. The hangover is real, my friends, and you don't mess with it. Tuukka Rask make the decision to leave the bubble. Oh, that stinks. For a contender like the Bruins to lose one of your best players, yeah, I know. He's always kind of been a wishy-washy Boston Bruin, or at least the fans are kind of wishy-washy on him. But, you were in the championship last year. There goes your top goalie. Eep, not a great thing. Mike Milbury, the dopey that he is. Let's see if we can find his quote here. Nobody simply opted to leave the bubble just because they didn't want to be here and they needed to be with their family. I would not have done it. The rest of the league's players have not done it. Mike Milbury, you're a dope. I'm not really a fan of this guy anyway, so the fact that I'm even bringing up his name, I don't like that. So let's move to baseball. Pirates and Reds had to postpone their game, 2 games, Saturday and Sunday, because there is a positive test on the Reds. They're doing their due diligence, their contact tracing, and they'll probably have to wait a little bit longer to play their next game. The White Sox broke a record this weekend, 4 home runs in 4 consecutive home runs, I should say. The first was Yoan Moncada with a 3-run, 417-foot shot to right field. Next, it was Yasmani Grandal. He hit his first home run of the season. That was 425 feet. And then Jose Abreu had a nice little shot, followed by Eloy Jimenez with 402-foot home run to left field. And after that, they actually who are they playing in this game? I didn't actually see that. Let's see. They were playing the Cardinals. That's right. Ramirez, who's pitching for the Cardinals, he had to be taken off the mound. So good on you, White Sox. Welcome to a record. Bad news for the Yankees. Aaron Judge was injured this week. He'll go on the 10-day injury list. However, he keeps saying that he feels fine. It's a minor calf thing. He might be back pretty darn soon. Giancarlo's looking a little better as well. DJ LeMahieu also on there. But it's okay. Clint Frazier playing pretty well. The Yankees are playing against the Bruins as we speak. A little bit of football for you. The Javion Clowney, still nobody signed the guy. Listen, he's looking for $20 million a year. A lot of teams have requested his services for about 15. Hasn't necessarily gone for it. And so we're sort of stuck in this weird limbo that we're in now. Washington football team. That's my new favorite team name. Yeah. Who's your favorite team? The Washington football team. Oh, okay. Great. I wish I knew what you're talking about. The Washington football team, just have a name already. Alex Smith has been cleared for football activity, so good on you, Alex Smith. We're happy to see you back. I really like the guy. He's kind of had a bad, just some poor hope, poor luck, bad luck. I don't know. Good for you, Alex Smith. Welcome back to the playing world. New York Jets agreed to terms on a contract with former Patriot Chris Hogan. He'll be joining the New York Football Jets this year. Not necessarily the Patriots' best player, but a difference maker here and there. San Francisco 49ers left tackle Trent Williams was caught by TMZ speeding 125 miles per hour. There was some video that was posted. It was a video posted on his Instagram. TMZ went and ran with the story. So, yeah, that's a little scary. Big guy, little car, really fast. I think a lot of people get hurt doing that. Kyle Shanahan has stated that he has not addressed it with his player. Melvin Gordon, the newest Denver Bronco, is having trouble adjusting to the Broncos. No, the team's very nice to him. Maybe gave him a muffin basket or something. No, what I mean is that he's having trouble adjusting to the altitude. Guys, they play in Mile High Stadium for a reason. But I think he'll get through it. He'll get used to it. It's just going to be weird. But Melvin Gordon, he rushed for 1,000 yards 2 seasons in a row, coming off a season where he rushed 612 yards, 8 touchdowns in 12 games with the Chargers. So they're going to want him to be up and running. Folks, I know we were doing our series on the greatest moments in sports history. And realistically, with the move of the last few weeks, I just have not had the ability to string together a normal week. So I apologize. We had to put a brief hiatus on that series, and we will get back to it soon. Because I want to talk about the next one in the list is one of my favorites. It's cool. It's a more recent series in hockey between two of the world's best players, and I'm very excited to talk about it. So we will get back to the greatest moments in sports history. But for now, we're going to close out the show. Special thanks, as usual, to our social media warriors. Oh, I know. I usually don't start with you guys, but I'm doing it today. Mary Kay and Gary Albert, plus Joe Calabro, Jorge Pajares, and the gang. Special thanks, as usual, to Johanna Albert, Drago, which one am I going to say? I don't know. Johanna Drago, she is my wife. She's also the content editor, logo designer, and we're going to need her to get back on set designing